It's 1650 to 1800-ish, the Age of Enlightenment, which saw such cultural revolutions such as door-to-door salesmen and bathing, and where being attractive meant having all your teeth. Yes, the Enlightenment, the act of pulling your head from your rear and seeing the light. But it would not have been this way if not for its people. Journey with us now to visit those who first said, "Now that's just stupid." Bernard de Fontenelle, 1657 to 1757. Disappointed by the number of nobles and aristocrats, especially women, who were literate but still uneducated, Fontenelle wrote a series of popular philosophical discussions using Cartesian scientific method as its centerpiece. Series like Plurality of the Worlds discuss life outside of this world, and Dialogues of the Dead and New Dialogue of the Dead feature such minds as Socrates and Aristotle discussing fashion choices made by modern-day Erasmus and Montaigne. Fontenelle tread more dangerous waters in Of the Origin of Fables and History of the Oracles, where he attacks superstitions and religion as impeding progress and rational thought. His final work, God is Stupid and So Are You, never made it due to a nasty bout of the swine flu. Voltaire, 1694 to 1778. Voltaire developed his career in prison after writing many scandalous poems accusing several important people, including a duke, of having a possibly inappropriate relationship with a chicken. 11 months in the Bastille gave birth to Oedipe, which brought him fame and success. Once again, Voltaire attacked the morality of both church and state. His focus on science was his way of attacking both institutions. This was especially effective against the church. He would rationalize God by applying him to the rules of Newton's science. Voltaire wrote numerous books including Candide. Candide sought to derive significant metaphysical conclusion from the resources of pure reason alone. In other words, it wasn't underpants gnomes that stole your sister's panties, just your perverted little brother. Montesquieu, 1689 to 1755. If Karl Rove was smart and had morals, then he would have been Montesquieu. A brilliant political thinker, he authored the Persian Letters and the Spirit of the Laws, making him one of the first to profit by making fun of the French. Montesquieu was very critical of the society around him and chose to address his issues by writing Persian letters, fictional letters between two Persians that compared the despotic nature of Persia and suggesting that France was bordering on a similar style of government. His comparisons were very critical of the French government as well as the papacy. Both groups were displeased with his results, and his books were placed on the forbidden books list. Mary Estelle, 1666 to 1731. Mary Estelle was a bold, rational, intellectual woman, and was the first English feminist on record, 83rd overall. Her first important publication was A Serious Proposal to the Ladies, where Robert Redford offers $1 million to sleep with Woody Harrelson's wife. Or was that a movie? In the book A Serious Proposal to the Ladies, she made arguments for a women's college to educate women during the time. She was asking the ladies to yearn for more than being subservient slaves and to become educated. Six years later, in some reflections on marriage occasioned by the Duke and Duchess of Mazarin case, she suggests that marriage is a subservience to an abusive husband in unjust conditions. She even goes so far as to suggest avoiding marriage. Then the men of the world rejoiced in the idea. Through these authors, it became clear that there was a revolution of the mind that occurred in Europe. Much of the revolution itself occurred in France, where many of these authors were residing. They created a new view into politics and government that was different from the norms of society. These ideas were not met with open arms in many ways, but they were read, they were understood, and the public extrapolated them over time. This was the groundwork for independent and scientific thought that spread through Europe and allowed for the educated to second-guess the world around them.